t minus 2 2/3 equals negative 5 halves. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to rewrite this problem where instead of having a mixed number here, I'm going to have an improper fraction. So 2 2/3 is the same thing as 3 times 2 is 6, 6 plus 2 is 8. So 2 2/3 is the same thing as 8/3. So this is t minus 8/3 equals negative 5 halves. The opposite of subtracting 8/3 is to add 8/3. So I'm going to add 8/3 to both sides of this equation. This is going to cancel out. And I got my t all by itself. Now I need to work out this problem here. I have negative 5 halves plus 8/3. In order to be able to add these fractions, I need a common denominator. So my least common denominator between 2 and 3 is 6. So I'm going to write both of these in terms of sixths. So this one over here, I'm going to multiply the top and the bottom by 3. So the negative 5 times the 3, this is negative 15. So all I did there was multiply 3 times 2 is 6. 3 times negative 5 is negative 15. And over here, I'm going to multiply top and bottom by 2. 3 times 2 is 6. 8 times 2 is 16. Now I'm ready to add these. I have them both in terms of sixths. Negative 15 sixths plus 16 sixths is 1/6. So t is equal to 1/6. Let's do the check. So I have t minus 2 2/3 equals negative 5 halves. I think my t is worth 1/6. I'm going to plug that in. So 1/6 minus 2 2/3 equals negative 5 halves. Once again, if I'm going to subtract these, I need to write this as an improper fraction. So as we saw earlier, 2 2/3 is the same thing as 8/3. So I have 1/6 minus 8/3 equals negative 5 halves. I need a common denominator here, so I'm going to get both of these in terms of sixths. So I'm going to multiply top and bottom by 2. This is 16 sixths. So 1/6 minus 16 sixths would be 1 minus 16 is negative 15. So I have negative 15 over 6 equals negative 5 halves. Now, are those actually equivalent? Well, I got to reduce this fraction. I got to divide the top and bottom by 3. Negative 15 divided by 3 is negative 5. 6 divided by 3 is 2. And the math does work out. Negative 5 halves equals negative 5 halves.